Dang, I always be catching myself. I forgot I put myself in the studio. But what's poppin'? It's your girl Ricanay Gina K. Let me do it. Period, poo. So, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Sippin' Tea with Nene. Yeah. So first we're going to pray in, do the drop of Jesus, and we're gonna get this on a roof started, okay? And that's on period. So make sure you share this live. Make sure you leave a comment down below because why not? What you doing? You're watching anyway. Might as well leave a comment. So without further ado, Lord, thank you so much for this fellowship. Lord, let us say what you want us to say, talk about what you want us to talk about. Lord, let the viewers be blessed by something that is said. If it's just one person, Lord, we are very satisfied. In Jesus' mighty name, we know that you sit high and you look low, and we thank you for it. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. Amen and amen. Amen. So the drop of Jesus for this episode is Proverbs 31:30, and it reads, I'm not going to do a big bit. Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord, sheesh, a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. And you know, it's Women's History Month, so that's crazy that this scripture just popped up. Not really. I feel like it's planned, but it's okay. So we have a very special guest on this episode, and she's going to talk about an event that's coming up in ATL. So if you're in the ATL or the surrounding areas, you want to be locked into this screen to know what's going on. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. So without further ado, let's welcome my guest, the Kingdom Strategist herself, Dr. Derashay.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. You know what? I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for having me to hang out with you with the Sipping Tea with Nene family.
No problem. So I want to get into the meat of the show. So how did you come up with I Am Her International?
Wow. So I Am Her International actually started, it was kind of birthed from an anthology that we started in 2018, I believe. And it was called 31 Ways of Influence. That's just 2019. 31 Ways of Influence. So doing that anthology, we decided that we will do a 5-country tour. And that tour was called I Am Her International. So we was going to go to 5 countries and just have the conference, right? And so as we begin to just move in the things that God had, called forth in our lives, he began to minister to me. He was like, listen, the daughter of Zion is going to need additional support, right? Y'all gonna come in and infuse them, and then you're just gonna drop them. You can't do that. They're gonna need that additional support. And so I Am Her International kind of birth from there.
Okay, so how many years have you been doing? You said 2019, 2022. So 4 years, 5 years. That's cool. That is amazing. I was over here counting. Looking crazy. But that is amazing. So oh my goodness, these comments are throwing me off. I'm not used to seeing the comments pop up the way they are. So it's going down in Atlanta next weekend. So what's the whole weekend going to be like? What events are going to be going on?
Okay, yeah. Oh, listen, the ATL is going to be hot. Listen, next weekend, March the 17th through 18th, is going to be absolutely amazing. This weekend experience is going down in the ATL. We're having a conference, and the conference is Queen, It's Time to Build. And so for such a time as this, we want to prepare, equip, educate, while we're encouraging and employing women to build that very thing that God has placed in their heart, their minds, and in their personal development, business development as well as spiritual development. So we're absolutely excited about that, and what that is going to bring to the daughters of Zion. And I mean, I'm sure there are going to be some men in the room as well. But howsoever, I'm excited about that. Then we're gonna have the Save, Sanctified, Sophisticated, and Slayed fashion show. I'm so excited about this fashion show. I just can't even begin to tell you. But where we're just gonna be hitting the stage with fashion, specifically with women of faith in mind. And so, listen, we can be saved, sanctified, sophisticated, and slayed, and we ain't gotta reveal all the things, right? So, listen, we're getting ready to put a demand in fashion. That's what we're about to do. We better get ready to put a demand in fashion so that they can begin to come to the table when they're thinking about designing, that they can have us in mind, because we're getting ready to, I promise, they're about to get ready to be a whole movement. So I'm excited about that. And then of course we're going to be doing so that's Friday. That's what Friday is going to kind of look like. Then Saturday we got a few trainings, and then we got a live session of Her News International that's going to take place. And then of course the grand finale is none other than the I Am Her International Awards, where we're going to be celebrating women and their contributions in society around the world. And so we're absolutely excited about what God is going to do with the Daughters of Zion next weekend.
Praise God. I'm excited as well. Your girl gonna be there. So make sure you pop up. So make sure you show up. I'm gonna put the link, probably not now, but on after the live, I'm gonna drop the link in the comments so you can make sure you purchase your ticket. Are tickets still available?
Yes, tickets are still available now. If you're going to come to the awards, and that is a dinner, the award gala is definitely a plated event. You want to go ahead, you got to get your ticket by Friday. You got to go ahead and get your ticket by Friday, and you can go to IamHer.fyi/ATL awards and pick up your ticket. Our virtual tickets and things that is not associated with the awards, those will still be on sale. Up that will even, I think, take them at the door as well for anything that's outside of the awards, because we got to listen. We got to get the head count in, you know.
So it's a hybrid event. So you're doing both online and in person.
Yes.
So
yes.
how are you combining technology and an in-person experience?
Listen, look, we have our platform that we use, and it just exactly what you said. And this is something that we're definitely bringing to tables and up leveling events as well, where we are providing in our platform those that will be virtual around the world. No matter where you are, you will get an in-person experience. You'll be able to listen, interact with your speakers. You're going to have that component as well. When you go on breaks and things of that nature, you will have your lounge that you can go hang out with your other sisters or brothers that's going to be virtual with you. Get a little networking going on while you're hanging out in the lounge. And of course, we're going to have booths available for you to be able to go and check out the vendors, what it is they're doing, go and support some other businesses all at the same time. So you're gonna be able to get a little shopping on as well, all in the virtual space. So yes, we're bringing you in to listen. Not only are you going to come into the room, but you're going to be able to have that interaction as if you were in the room, as you take this experience and take advantage of the platform, the technology that we're bringing right to your home. So if you cannot make it to the ATL, go ahead and get your VIP seat right in the comfort of your home, and don't miss a thing, because the training is going to be fire. The fashion show, it's going to be lit. Okay. And you can still come and celebrate the women of faith as we're celebrating them at the awards, all from the comfort of your home as well. But I encourage you, if you can make it to the ATL, you want to be in the building.
I love how you have taken media, technology, something that you already were involved in your personal brand, and bringing it to a platform not only for your brand to be expanded, but multiple women's brands. And it's crazy because it's Women's Month, a woman's event. It gives. It gives.
It's all about the strategy.
Right.
Listen, it's a strategy behind absolutely everything. And listen, this is International Women's Month. It's international. I mean, I am her international. And so even with that being said, guess what? We was represented this year in the nomination around with 4 countries. There was nomination that came in from the US, all the way from Australia. Listen, down under, they on the platform, and Tanzania, which is Africa, right? That's come from the continent of Africa, Tanzania, and then we also had Europe. So we just bless God for what it is that He's doing with the brand, and as He's expanding our brand, we're able to help push. See, that's what the people don't know, help push the daughter of Zion into further expanding their brand. And so I love what we get to do with our brand as we help support and equip the women in whatever it is that they need, and celebrate them in whatever it is that they need to help further themselves in the things that God has called and chosen for their lives. So I love the dimensions that we have here in this platform.
I love it as well. I feel like, well, okay, let me ask you this question before I say what I feel. How do you work? Because, they say women are just hard to work with, Black women at that. So how do you, being the owner of a huge, women's award show, how do you deal with the different personalities with women and dealing with the different cultures? Because you're dealing with international. How do you deal with all that?
So let me just say this. When you have women who are like-minded and Christ-centered, the drama is not there, right? And so you don't have the drama, even when there are maybe disagreements or we may not see eye to eye. There's still no drama. We know how to come to the table, have the conversations that we need to have at the table. Listen, and we all just love on one another, even in our space where we agree to disagree. And so let me just say this: women are absolutely a delight to work with, no matter where they're from, and we just have to learn how to. It's a matter of us embracing one another. And then one of the things I love about working with women, and even from my standpoint, from where I sit with working with women, you got to be able to understand that, listen, even when a broken woman come before you, right? You know how to minister to her brokenness. And you know how to calm the lioness within, right? And the lioness within, so that she can then really put on her crown and she'll know that, sis, I'm here to support you. Sis, I'm not here to compete with you. Sis, I'm not here I'm not here to compare myself with you, but I'm here to support you, and we're here to support one another. How can I take you by the hand and us run with what it is that God has given unto you?
Oh, man, I love women who, that's where I was gonna go. I was gonna say, in my experience, the women that I have come in contact with have been so a pleasure. I haven't dealt with too much drama involving women, but they do say that some women are hard to work with, especially as Black women, and I'm like, not at all. Especially if they're about their business, especially if they really in the faith like they should be. There should be no problem.
So again, I think it just depends on the woman and the women, right? Or the individuals that's in the room. I mean, because you do, I mean, broken hurt people, right? And so you can come into a space and an environment where there are just broken women, and it just so happened, because they're broken, everything that they touch, there's some part of the contamination from their brokenness. And that's why it take people that are king in the realm of the spirit, when you are in environments or places where there are broken women, it's allow God to navigate you through their brokenness, right? Where you can speak to the spirit of that woman, right? That woman or that little girl that's really hurting, so that she can stand up in her womanhood. Like
Hmm.
seriously.
Come on. Come on, Dr. D. Wait. Okay. So are there gonna be like performances during the main show?
Yes, yes. Listen, it's gonna be hot. We got quite a few performances that's gonna be happening. We got an amazing praise dancer, Tyranny. She's going to come and she's doing a praise dance. Then we have some gospel artists, some national recording gospel artists. Daphne Hilton is going to be there. Appointed is going to be there. David. Oh, David gonna get me. David and David L and the nations, they're going to be there as well. They are a new group, and I'm excited to well, they're a group that they're getting ready to come out and begin to make them drop some records or drop some singles as well. And so I'm excited to even have them on our platform, as well as some seasoned folks, right?
I'm excited. I'm super excited for next weekend. Like, I'm excited to network because it's not just we're going to celebrate women, but it's also a networking platform. So, say you're in the surrounding area and you're like, oh, I have a business and I want to network, make sure you get your ticket because this platform is a networking celebration all in one. So, make sure you get your ticket. Again, I'm going to link it in the comments down below on YouTube and on Facebook. Just not right now. I don't got the link. So, but I'm gonna link it when I do. So now I want to talk about the kingdom strategies. There's so much I want to ask. So, what made you get into kingdom strategy? What is kingdom strategy?
Wow. Okay. That is, you know what? That is a phenomenal and amazing question. So, of course, it's not something that I just got into. It's just who I was. All right. And I say that just, and I say that with all confidence, because listen, he said, before you was in your mother womb, I knew you, right? So, and I called you, right? And so, with that, that's just who God has chosen and called for me to be. And so when I found myself, when I found who it was that he called me to be, what I began to do, I started off first just working with ministries, going in, looking at their vision, looking at their operations, and seeing how their vision and operation interact with one another, right? And where there was a misalignment within the vision and operation, we would strategize on how to align the operation with the vision, whether it meant cutting some things out, adding some components on it to it, so that they can be in line with the word and the will of God for that particular entity. As every person, every ministry have a specific mandate, and so it's my job, as a part of my job, and what it is that he's called for me to do is to help people align with that mandate so they can maximize the call, and that they can move into things and fulfill the things in the fullest optimized state and what it is that God has called for in their lives. And so what that means is everything that I do is founded on and in the word of God. So I strategize from the book, from the text, from God. I build my face for my clients, hearing what it is that God is saying. So that way, that listen, when a client is coming to me and having conversation, I'm able to bridge the gap and have the conversation that they can't have, or they quite don't understand about the vision that God has given unto them, and then and help them and guide them with building those strategies and those solutions so that they can walk out that call or walk out the mission for that particular or vision for that particular entity that God has given unto them. So yes.
Okay, so you're like the middleman. You're between um
I'm the midwife, girl. Help them come on and push out the baby. Help them nurture and push out the baby.
I
Um,
wasn't gonna go there, but I'm glad you did. So how as a kingdom strategist, how would you or what would you recommend somebody who may be pregnant with something and it's ready, like it's birthing season? How would you or what advice would you give them? Does that make
wow,
sense?
I hear you. So listen, for someone that is in birthing season, what I will say to you is do not allow anyone to kill your baby. Don't let anybody put you in a position or state to have a stillbirth. Okay, I want to say that first. Don't let everybody be in your ear. Don't begin to compare or try to compete with anyone else because what you is carrying is very precious. What God has given unto you, my God, it is very very necessary in the earth and it cannot be duplicated, which means what you are carrying holds a value and a weight that nothing in this world, my God,
Come on.
that nothing in
Come
this
on.
world can can even begin to compare to it. Nothing in this world will ever deliver the magnitude of what it is that God has given unto you, because when God made you and designed you and placed that seed on the inside of you, he broke the mold, my God. And so I would encourage you to be authentic in everything that you do, authentic in the call, authentic in what it is that he is birthing on the inside of you so that your baby won't be deformed,
Come on.
my God.
Come
And
on.
so that your baby won't be deformed and so that you will not lose value, right? I can't express enough the value that you hold on the inside of you. The other thing I want you to understand is that everybody can't be in the delivery room.
Mm.
I know many a times other people we want people to be in the delivery room or want people to be in our space when we are delivering our baby. But that is a great mistake in the natural realm. When someone is having a baby, everybody is not in the delivery room, right? And it is a specific reason why everybody is not there, because they want to minimize the germs and the contamination, right? What's taking place. And so you want to think about that same thing when it comes to getting ready to deliver the baby that God has given unto you. Everybody can't have that level of access. Everybody's not ready for that access because you don't want to give birth, because people, you can have the wrong people getting the wrong access. And here we go again. You can have a deformed baby or your baby can die right at birth
Mm.
because you have allowed the wrong people access to you. And because they have the access to you, now here you go, either comparing, competing, doubting yourself, feeling insecure, because people trying to form your baby the way they feel that it should be formed, and
Come on.
of in the manner in which God has authentically designed you for. I'm
Mm.
telling you, dynamic child of God. So I want you to be mindful of who's in that delivery room. Be mindful of who you're listening to. Be mindful not to compare yourself or anything that you're doing or what you're about to deliver with anybody else. And while I'm on that point, let me say this, because sometimes, I know, sometimes it appears we may be delivering the same thing, but there's something specifically unique about everyone that gives delivery. So what are you saying, Dr. Derashay, is this: there are many coaches, right? But
Mm.
each coach has a specific specialty. right? A specific specialty. And so we want you to stay unique to whatever you specialize in, because nobody else can do it like you. Nobody, I'm the kingdom strategist. Look, can't nobody strategize the way I strategize.
Period.
Nobody can do that. And even though it is in the same lane, listen, I just use the name Kingdom Strategist, but it still comes down to, being that coach, right? Coaching and consulting, right? Somebody in the personal, professional, or spiritual development that God needs for in their life. It still comes down to the same thing. But again, nobody strategizes like I do. I come with a very unique background. My unique background, we talked about technology, it comes in the space of computer programming, right? Database design, business analyst. And so I'm all in that space, and that is a part of my DNA, right? And a part of what makes my brand so absolutely unique. Because listen, I've been looking at systems or looking at problems and building solutions from them for them, listen, since forever. And so that's why it's so easy for me to be able to hear problem or see the vision and see what's necessary or what's missing, bridging the gap so that individuals can fulfill the things that God has put in their lives.
Come on. I wanted you to talk about like what you do and why, what is Kingdom Strategy? Because sometimes with events, people, especially when it comes to money, I feel like when people put money into something or they are a part of something, they really don't ever get to see the visionary behind it. So I wanted them to hear what's coming out of your belly so they can know that whatever money that you're pouring into, it is going into good ground. It's not going into bad. You just heard what she said. It's not going into bad ground. So that's why it was very important. I was like, Rika, make sure you highlight Kingdom Strategy. What is a Kingdom Strategist? Because a lot of people, I want to see, or maybe I'm just nosy. I want to know the person behind everything.
Hey, you should listen. You should know the person behind the brand. But I'm going to tell you this. Let me just insert this in here, and it's going to also help individuals understand the mind, right, or the strategy behind it. Because even I Am Her International itself, it is a multifold thing that's happening. Even when you come to the conference, everybody that purchase a ticket from the conference, guess what you're doing? You are right now sowing a seed into an international project, right? You are sowing a seed for us to that helps in the work that we do in other countries for women, in the lives of women that will never have or the access or can't afford the access that they need to the type of tools so that they can come out of poverty and things of that nature. And so being a part of I Am Her, the international awards, being a part of our entity again, everyone that purchased a ticket or supporting or purchasing things from there, your money is going to other projects. We're looking to build technology incubators right around the world. We're going to have specific ones earmarked for eyes that's going to be specifically earmarked, and it's going to be titled I Am Her International Technology Incubators for Women and Young Girls. Why these incubators are important around the world is because it's going to bridge the digital divide. And with bridging the digital divide now, these individuals are going to have access to trainers from around the world to train them in personal, professional, tech and technology. Make sure that technology is a part of that, but also spiritual development. Those components are going to be happening, and it's going to also give the community the opportunity to now be able to tap into a global space that they were not able to tap in before. therefore providing, giving them, leveraging them opportunities to now get employment or expand within their business, right, within a global market, so they would no longer be bound by the poverty, the economic poverty within their communities or within their land. And so when we're talking about building economic development, sustainability, within other countries and things of that nature. Listen, being a part of I Am Her International, those are the type of things that you are sowing into, that you are, helping women and men, being able to be equipped in the things that God has chosen for them, as we're bridging the gap and as we're bringing unto them the tools and the technology that they need. And we go on the grounds, we go right on the grounds, and we do a great and an amazing work. We just left Kenya in November, and we was working with a we was an orphanage, and we was able to supply a wheelchair. We was able to supply, well, for help, you guys help did this, a wheelchair, 10 beds, right? We was able to pampers for children and the adults that they had in there. We was able to supply food. We was also able to help with another project where we supplied 100 shoes, right? And so it's those type of things that you got to understand what's happening. And so the I Am Her Awards itself is more than just an award to celebrate women, but it's also in our portion of celebrating women and their contribution in society. We're pouring back into other women, we're pouring back into and we're pouring back into nations, and going to equip and provide the things that they need, so that their lives can be better forevermore. So and so it's a strategy behind absolutely everything that we do, everything that we touch. And as we reach lives, you guys reach lives. Why? Because you've been a part of the I Am Her International movement. So give yourself kudos for that as well, because we can't do it alone. It take doing strategic things that we do in the I Am Her International brand and our other brands to make these type of things happen.
I love that. I literally love that. I knew a little bit what you were doing, but I literally love that. I didn't know it was specific for women in these different countries. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. So, if you're listening or you're watching, and if you come to this year's I Am Her International, you are sowing a seed into a vision, into something that's in the works for technology, not only for women, but young girls. There's a lot of countries where young girls can't even go to school. And I just learned that the other day. That's what I'm saying. Women's History Month, come through, because I just learned that. I'm thinking everybody's getting the same education that I'm getting. And I'm learning in these different countries, women do not have the access to technology, do not have the access to businesses, to own businesses. Their husband can, but they cannot. So I love how you have such a big vision for women. Oh my goodness. So okay, say somebody's listening, say somebody's watching, and they want to come, but they rather sponsor. How do they go about that? Or are there vendor spots still open? How can they be more a part of I Am Her International?
Absolutely. So if there are more vendor spots are open, you can go to iamher.fyi/ATL awards. We do have some vendor spots there. And if you want to donate, you should be able to donate from that same link. If not, you can go to our website, our ministry website, divine-order.org. Divine Order is the mother, that's the parent of all things. And you can go there and hit the donate button there to donate as well. Or you can just reach out to me and we can have further conversation if you want to. And even if you want to listen, jump on a Pacific project, because again, we are on our way back. Matter of fact, we're on our way to South Africa in April. So we're literally leave the awards, hit Dubai for a women's retreat, leave Dubai and go to South Africa for 2 weeks, come back, and then we'll be headed back, getting prepared to go to Kenya So we have a lot of projects that we have on hand, and so we definitely love for individuals to who want to connect and say, hey, I want to, hey, maybe somebody want to sponsor the orphanage and do something specifically, for them. Like, one of the things I loved about that kind of was heartbreaking, but it also was a win when they got those beds. The lady was like, she had been turning away children for the last 3 days because they didn't have enough beds, and she knew where those children were sleeping on the streets. That thing just broke my heart so bad.
Right.
But
Wow.
at the same time, I was like, okay, at least we just provided beds for at least 10 children. Right. And I'm like, listen, we need some more money to go get some more beds.
Right. I feel you. You really have to have the heart, the stomach for, because you're gonna see crazy things.
The stomach.
You're going to see crazy things.
It ain't like America, nothing.
When you told me a little bit of South Africa, you were like, it's gonna be a culture shock for you. I was like, what she mean? What she mean? I thought Johannesburg was just like America, like New York. That's what they compare it to.
I mean, there are some places that are, kind of similar to us. I mean, there are places that are similar to us, but when you want to get to the heart and the work of ministry is, the environment is just what the environment is.
Hmm. Well, I love all that you are doing. Like I said, make all roads lead to Atlanta, Georgia next weekend. So make sure you get your ticket. Again, the link will be in the comments on YouTube as well, the description box. So make sure you're in Atlanta next weekend. It is going down. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this. I want to thank you so much, Dr. Derashay, for coming on and chit-chatting about your amazing platform, your amazing vision, and just being transparent and open about it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here, Rika. I'm so excited and to hang out with your sipping tea with Nate family. So thank you so much.
Until next time, you guys, remember, nobody can be you but you, so be the best version of you. And that's on period, poop.